It's been a busy summer for Safe Streets workers as the number of shootings inside zones continues to grow.
The most recent happening just 2 nights ago in the McElderly Park zone. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Maxine Stryker.
And I'm Mackenzie Frost. Fox 45 has been tracking the growing trend that has included some violence interrupters as victims, all while the city stands behind the program. Baltimore City is seeing a reduction in homicides and non-fatal shootings, but the crime scene tape and evidence markers needed still reveal the grip violent crime has on Charm City. The Safe Streets program has 10 different locations in Baltimore. This map shows how small those zones really are. But as our investigation into the violence interruption program continues to unfold, we've tracked the violence in the Safe Street zones this summer alone. July 14th, former Safe Streets worker Brendan Tucker shot and killed in the Penn North Safe Street zone. Tucker was an employee of that Safe Streets site from April 1st through mid-May of this year. He was killed on the 1700 block of North Carey Street.
Number 1 male, multiple gunshots wound, notified 2100. He's unresponsive, not breathing.
Nearly 3 weeks later, on the same street, just blocks away, a current Safe Streets worker, Melvin Rich, was shot. August 10th, Rich was shot here along the 1300 block of North Carey Street, this time in the Sandtown Safe Street zone. The same place Rich worked as a violence interrupter since earlier this year. Rich died a month later from his injuries. August 14th, a man was shot in the leg in the Cherry Hill Shopping Plaza parking lot, the same parking lot as the Cherry Hill Safe Street site, but the shooting technically just outside the boundaries of the zone. Across town on the same day, another shooting within the boundaries of the Sandtown Safe Street site. 3 people shot, including a juvenile. The violence in August doesn't stop there. August 21st, a shooting in the Cherry Hill Safe Streets location area. Baltimore police officers showing up to the 2700 block of Spellman Road to find a 33-year-old man with life-threatening gunshot wounds. 3.5 weeks later, BPD showing up to the same block. This time, an unidentified man found shot and killed. And just this week, September 18th, a 17-year-old boy was shot in the McElderly Park Safe Street zone. Dispatch audio
Back up and go in that alley. That's where 2 of the shooters were.
indicates several people were shooting.
But 4 individuals were armed and we had a gun battle.
At least 6 shootings in 4 different Safe Street zones this summer. Mayor Brandon Scott steadfast in his support. Is the city changing any policies when it comes to Safe Streets workers, given everything that we have seen unfold this summer?
Again, when policy changes are unnecessary, we'll change them.
But is that happening now?
We have changed many policies, but when you're talking about people that are putting their lives at risk, Mackenzie, we're going to continue to support them and ask that everyone do that because they are literally risking their lives to save lives. There was a time, Mackenzie, when every day you would ask me, when are you guys going to meet that 15% goal? I just wish we lived in a world where when we have a 30% reduction that led the news every night.
But that wasn't the question. That was about the policies.
The policies will change when they need to be changed. Someone lost their life.
Why should the city taxpayers continue to fund this program when there are so many unanswered questions?
Well, I think that what you're just saying is just not true, right? I know that you guys skipped out the fact that we had 3 Safe Street sites that we celebrated going over a year, including 2 in my neighborhood, childhood neighborhood of Park Heights that wouldn't go 2 weeks without shootings, right? We were there. We talked about that, right? We know that this has been proven time and time again by data, not emotion, not parroting Republican talking points, not folks who don't understand the disease of gun violence. It's being proven, and that's why we're continuing with it, right? You wouldn't ask me, Mackenzie, well, people in Baltimore are getting shot. Why are you still funding the police department, right? You should treat violence intervention workers and people in the ecosystem of violence intervention and everybody that works to fight crime in Baltimore with the same level of respect.
A familiar line from the mayor, but remember, the names of the Safe Streets workers largely shielded, unless it comes out in court documents we usually uncover, or the violence interrupter is a victim of the same violence they're working to prevent. Now, we don't know why Brandon Tucker only worked for the Penn North Safe Streets location for less than 2 months. We also still don't know exactly when Melvin Rich joined the program earlier this year.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.